central monopolist with another central monopolist. A lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist. But I, having been around commercial banks for a long time, they really are looking for ways to replace their aggregators in their back office, whether it's clearing, settlement, exchanges, credit agencies. But they are deeply understanding, because they are pretty ambitious and very good at making money as well. They deeply understand that every idea that's pitched to them is somebody who currently is small but wants to get big and gain market power. So they're also always thinking about how to ensure that there's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power. So you might share some of that with them, or you might find an incentive system.
Plenty of use cases where for the customer, actually seeing the transaction through in US dollars is what the customer wants, or it's just the most cost-efficient option. And when you think about major corridors like US dollar, euro, there's a lot of liquidity there. You don't really need a bridge asset like XRP. And that was the inventors of the ledger, the way that they'd always talked about. And, when I think back to the very early days of Ripple, what we had always talked about was the use case for a neutral cryptocurrency as a bridge asset. So like XRP in this case would be, for in the future of the Internet of Value, there's be all kinds of things tokenized on chain. And you need an asset like that for really efficient cross-currency or cross-token settlement it's more the long tail.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly up. We have the Nasdaq slightly up. And we have the Dow and S&P down. And make sure you watch the video I did last night. We had Gary Gensler in the house. And again, guys, he didn't disappoint. And says the Ethereum spot ETF process is going smoothly. But then he also stated crypto executives are either in jail or going to jail. And of course, Brad Garlinghouse did not like that, called it slander. So guys, the movie continues. Now we have the Ethereum supply keeps increasing after the upgrade. Now guys, don't forget we have options on Friday. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now are up. We have the dollar keeps getting stronger. And then we have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Tether stablecoin supply on Ton blockchain crosses 500 million. And then, guys, we have the Fed repo at $466 billion. And we have the recession rule creator says that the Fed is playing with fire. And we know the Fed is never right. Why? Because they don't want to be right. They have all the data. They know what's going on. Remember, guys, this is a plan and moves in phases. High rates for longer means that they're crushing this economy. We know small banks are in trouble. That means small businesses are in trouble. And that means unemployment is about to rise. Remember, 2025 is going to start this movie. So from 25 to 28, guys, we're going through a movie. And then also, remember, we will be in Shemitah year in 2028. And that's when the sheep go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, transhumanism is on its way. Now, guys, don't forget about the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale all down right now. And we had about $31 million in inflows yesterday after over $1 billion of outflows for the last 2 weeks. And we have Bitwise says Ethereum spot ETF could bring in $15 billion in inflows in the first 18 months. And that's only if they add staking in. Why would you want Ethereum if you can't stake it? Especially if you're an institution, these pensions that want to hold it long term. That wouldn't make any sense. Now we have InvestCorp and Securitize launch fund tokenization partnership. And we know these real world assets are going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Bybit card becomes available on Apple Pay. And then also Bybit becomes the second largest crypto exchange. And guys, remember, these crypto exchanges are nothing but banks. And we know these big banks are going to eventually become the biggest exchanges. These big banks like JP Morgan move trillions of dollars daily. Now we have Cardano unfazed by failed DDoS attack that targeted stake Cardano. And if you're staking, make sure you're staking in your possession. Now we have Solana as blinks in action so users can trade crypto on their favorite social media accounts. And you'll have access to shareable links, embeds, and QR codes. And we know whoever makes this seamless is definitely the winner. And lastly, we have Ripple upcoming stablecoin will complement XRP. And remember, XRP and XLM can move anything. But the reason why they want that stablecoin is so therefore they can peg it to the CBDC. Guys, remember, Brad Garlinghouse stated he was working with the banks. He's not working against them. And stablecoins and CBDCs keep the central banks in control of the monetary system. They're not giving it up. Gary Gensler stated that the banks have a monopoly. They're not giving it up. They'll take your technology, they'll integrate it, but they're not giving it up. And we clearly know this. And these stable coins, CBDCs, blockchain, guys, this is all biblical. They'll be able to tell you what, where, and when and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And with the blockchain technology and all these other technologies, they'll be able to know you better than you know yourself. And then also know your thoughts. Be able to send your thoughts. And when you think about television, you think about social media, they're already able to do that. But it takes a long time to condition the mind. They will be able to do it now instantly. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows. When it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. Plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.